Get me that signal. We need more power.
Welcome, Saturday on the main stage, C2E2 2016! Yeah? I am honestly having the best time being with you guys. It's amazing. And our first guests up today, they're two pretty incredible women. Do we have any Supergirl fans out there? Well, we just happen to have the Super Sisters backstage. So without further ado, please welcome Chyler Leigh. Your con-panel cherry here at this very moment. Is that true?
Does this count as one of those awkward questions you were talking about?
No, this is one of the totally normal questions.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You guys, it's our first panel! So we have an obligation to make it a really good one, right? Okay, we're gonna get to audience questions, so think about those excellent questions. But first, I just want to kick it off. Melissa, let's just break it down, okay?
Break it down.
Let's just jump in there.
All right.
Cara, what is her #1 priority? Is it her relationships in her life, or is it saving the world?
Oh, it's gotta be saving the world.
And how do you find that balance of the two? Because it seems like a lot of the dynamic of the show is, the ebbing and the flowing between, and how, as an actress, do you take that on and kind of give validity to both aspects?
I think that is her #1 struggle, is finding the balance, because Catco is so important to her. She needs a normal life outside of being Supergirl. What I love is that usually when one half of her life is going really well, she feels really great about whatever aliens she's defeated or something that's gone on in the DEO, her personal life kind of suffers. So it is fun to play that, and I'm still figuring it out. I think that's her #1 struggle.
But I think it's good as an actress that you don't have it figured out. You're discovering it as the character, and I think that's why she's so relatable. Were you guys both familiar with the comics before you kind of tackled the project? And talk a little bit, when you talk about that, about the casting process, because I heard it was kind of arduous.
Not for this lady right here.
I kind of swooped in at the last second, and I won.
She was really the savior, because we had seen a lot of Girls for Alex, and I had read with a bunch of Girls for Alex, and no one compares. You were perfect.
I'm smiling like to the mic. I'm like,
she is perfect.
Can you hear her smile?
No.
But Melissa, with you, there was more like of a. You were like the first round of seeing people. You were one of the first.
She was literally the first.
The very first.
You were like the first one to walk in
for Supergirl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is like a superstition of Greg Berlanti's, because Grant was the first one, and Steven was the first one seen for Arrow. And when I knew I was auditioning for it, I thought it was a long shot. I thought there was no chance for me to get this role. And only until I had my 6th callback or so, I was like, maybe I should read these comics. But it was a 3-month process, and I did a bunch of, I can't even remember how many auditions. And
so you did, at one point, you were like, let me go into the comics, let me see what's happening here. Yeah.
And I started with the New 52 and then kind of went backwards.
Yeah. And Chyler, what about you? Alex isn't in the comics. So,
that's right.
Yeah, so
they're gonna make them now.
Yeah. Next.
No, it's actually, it's really fun to kind of come from that aspect of it, because I don't necessarily have to stick to anything. You know, we can just kind of make it up as we go, and kind of just see how my character can shake things up for some more well-known folks.
Don't you have a really good idea, though, that would tie into comic books?
Yes, I do, and I'm totally going to pitch it, and I'm hoping you all agree with me. Now, I know there already is a Batgirl. However, I do think with the technology that the DEO has, I think I should have some gadgetry. I think I should be able to kick butt as well. And who knows, maybe fly someday. I think that would be great. We can fly together, fly to the grocery store, whatever it is. But I do think, and you guys have to join me on this, that it could be Batgirl-ish.
I don't see a problem with that. It's a winner. Yeah, we also have, you know, a little Twitter campaign to get a cape for you. So the cape and the, I mean, let's like all tie it all together, you know?
Yes, black.
Yeah, Cape Alex.
All black.
Yeah.
Alex?
Cape Alex.
Cape Alex is the hashtag.
Really?
Well, I created it this morning, so.
You're amazing.
So now you know. Cape Alex. So what would you say, Chyler, real quick before we move on? What are your personal goals for her? Do you know, we're nearing, you know, the completion of the first season. Where would you like to see the character evolve by the end of the season, and then possibly, you know, in season 2, 3, and onward?
Onwards and upwards. Gosh. I think, you know one thing that I really appreciate about Alex is that she's not defined by who she's around. And so there's that side of it where, you know, you get into the relationship kind of stuff that I'm actually glad that it was only a cat and mouse thing with the Maxwell Lord kind of aspect.
Me too.
Ooh.
I don't like Maxwell Lord.
She didn't like it very much.
Not good enough for her.
Get out. No. But, you know, I was glad that it didn't come to that. You know, yet I know that it's probably going to be explored, you know, sooner than later, but the fact that Alex is, you know, a strong woman and she, you know, can do it by herself, doesn't have to have somebody necessarily by herself. I mean, this is enough relationship for her. Good grief.
I agree.
I don't got time for no
What are
man.
you trying to say? Well, I think that's a really good point. The genre, the adaptations from, you know, Marvel to, on the other side, have come under a lot of fire, I guess you could say, for not having strong female characters. And here you have a show with 3 really strong female characters, and it has to just feel good to be part of something like that.
It does. I mean, it's a wonderful story to tell, and it's an incredible opportunity to inspire others, and especially, you know, women all around. But really, I mean, I think the most fun we have is when we see the little ones and how they respond to it, and that just what it means for them. I think is just huge. It's so great to see them, especially if they come to set or get to meet, you know, them, how they respond to this one over here. It's pretty special. It's really amazing.
Yeah, Melissa, how about you? Are you feel a real sense of obligation?
It's never felt like obligation. It's always felt like a privilege, and especially to be with Chyler and Callista and Jenna Dewan Tatum and all the women that have, and Laura Benanti. Like, we have such an incredible group of women, and one of my favorite parts about this show is Elmayara and how inclusive Supergirl is to everyone around her, and how she just wants everyone to feel like a team, and that's how she solves problems in the midst of discovering how she wants to be her own hero. And I think that's what's really feminist about our show. And we have all these strong women, but everyone works together to save the world. That's another beautiful thing, and something else I love about Kara, of the many things, because she has such a traumatic history. And that was what struck me the most when I first auditioned was, wow, she was 12 years old, she grew up on Krypton, she had a childhood there, she remembers, she knows what she's missing. And the fact that she chooses to handle it with joy and optimism and positivity is so admirable to me.
Yeah, and psychology studies actually show that 11 and 12 are the most formative years in a child's life. So the fact that she was 12 was, you know, pretty amazing that she could come through that and still be, you know, grateful and graceful and yes, make mistakes, but she has such a wonderful heart and she's so kind. And I think that's one thing that I love so much about Supergirl, about Kara, and especially about about the episode Falling. I mean, so powerful, so powerful. I think one of my favorite parts is the remorse that Supergirl Kara felt at the very end when you just see that switch of the last time she was on that balcony with Kat, or the first time she was on the balcony with Kat and pitched her over the side, and then, you know, and then to see, you know, it kind of like come back full circle at the end. I thought that was just so lovely and so touching. I love you. You have a head of steel. Chill out.
Let's talk about not only other characters you'd like to see on the show, but let's talk about the big crossover episode that is coming up. So this has been in the works since like 2014 when the show started. You know, there was talk.
Everybody was saying it wasn't in the works.
Yeah. So, you know, with this tremendous build-up, now it's, you know, 2 weeks away, I think. So talk to us about the crossover episode. How was it filming it? How much fun was it? And what can we expect in the future? More interweaving of these worlds?
I hope so. I think that would be so fun. I think I'd love to see Supergirl in the Flaro world.
Yeah, me too. They need her.
Did you say Flaro?
Yeah, that's what Grant calls it.
That's Flash and
I haven't heard it.
Oh, I'm not cool. Okay, I missed that. I missed that. Sorry.
Flaro.
I just have a really good feeling that you guys are all really gonna like the episode because we had so much fun making it. And it's like, Grant and I have these moments like looking at each other like, this is too cool. My cape was billowing in the wind and he was pretty jealous of my cape. Let's go.
The cape played and the stills look amazing. So,
yeah.
Is everybody planning on watching that episode? Good. Me too.
I think it's something actually because I have kids. I have 3 kids, and the biggest thing, 2 little girls, and they look up to both Kara / Supergirl and Alex Danvers, and I think what's so cool about this show. And why I get really honored to be a part of it is that, you know, you can see these wonderful flaws in both characters, and you know, a lot of girls will say to me, and even my own have said, "Mommy, I don't have a cape, I don't have superpowers, so I can't be a superhero." And I mean, the immediate answer for me is it doesn't take superpowers to make a superhero. Anybody can be one. It's just a matter of what's in your heart. And so that's what I say to my girls.
That's true. And I would kind of even just go on with that and say to never underestimate yourself and that you're capable of so much more than you would ever imagine. Even I've discovered that all season through the characters that we play, but also every day Chyler and I are going through struggles and it's really challenging. And I've done a lot of things this season physically, mentally, emotionally that I didn't realize I could. So that's what I would say to you is just, you are so much stronger than you know.
That's great. Thank you guys. Thank you.
I was just wondering, like, what your favorite scene was to film together and why?
Do you guys have favorites?
Anytime we're eating. I'm kidding, no. Actually, I think there are so many.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. Our first couch scene where she hits me in the face with the pillow. Mm-hmm. Real deal.
Real deal.
I did not know it was coming.
Nope.
And she nailed me.
That was at like 3 o'clock in the right away.
Yes, and you were very sick.
Uh-huh.
And it was like a 18-hour day or something bananas.
Yep.
And yeah.
So we were a little delirious.
Yeah. But it was really fun. I think that was our first couch scene.
Yeah.
Pot stickers.
Pot stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Of the many dishes we loved to do together.
Pizza, ice cream. Yeah.
Other than, I mean, that one was really fun. But I have to say, one of the scenes that I was the most astounded about Chyler was in From the Girl Who Has Everything, when she's on Krypton and convincing Kara and breaking the spell. I saw Chyler, like, there are no words. She was so fierce and kind of injured at the time too, but didn't care and did the stunts and kicked those guys' butts, and like, it was unreal. She was a force to be reckoned with that day, and I loved watching it.
It was actually a really interesting experience though too, just because Melissa and I were very distant during that. And she, I don't know if you made a point to kind of stay away.
I think it was on
jerk. But she did. It was very strange. That whole scene was very weird to film because I literally felt like this disconnect. And we're so used to just kind of making each other laugh or like just supporting one another. And again, like our days are really long and they're very strenuous and physically, so we just get exhausted. So she's kind of always who I rely on. And so it was weird. I couldn't connect with her, and it was kind of it was incredibly frustrating. And I think that actually helped motivate trying to win her back.
I'd say the hardest for me all around. There were plenty that were tough emotionally and draining in that way, but all around, the end of episode 13, when Kara's kicking Non's butt. We filmed that at this remote location. It was all night. I was sick. It was muddy, and we were in the ground and physical, and it was also really emotionally draining. So the elements were against us, and I also had this scene where I had to play just fury towards a family member that there was a lot of weird stuff with. So that was the hardest one I've done.
I think one of the other hardest ones that we had was up on the rooftop.
Astra's death scene was really extremely hard to shoot.
It was very cold outside, and it was, I don't know, like 40-mile-an-hour winds, and we're on a roof where you should be in those conditions. And yeah, it was we filmed until like 7 in the morning. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of those. There were a lot of, we call them fratter days. So you go in, by the time the week is, kind of rolled out, because of how many hours you're there, technically you have a turnaround, so you have to come in 12 hours the next day. So by Friday, sometimes you're not going in until 3 in the afternoon, or if it's a night shoot, you have to do it like that. So you go sundown to sun up. And we had a lot of those. A lot of those.
Everybody keeps talking about your real singing, but I would love to see you two ladies go on lip sync battle.
That would be so much fun.
Aaron Howard and Taraji P. Hensley took time out from Empire to do an episode, so you guys can totally make it.
Well, I'm sure you saw Jenna and Channing.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Jenna was amazing.
She was incredible, and Channing in the Elsa outfit. I was watching it, and my daughter came up behind me. She's like, "That's the weirdest Elsa I've ever seen. She's enormous." Almost communicating. Yeah, it's fine. So that would be so much fun.
That would be awesome.
Which can.
Great idea. I'm Katerina Zorro from Krypton, and
yes.
I was wondering, what was your favorite episode to film?
This is rapid fire.
I would say, I would say the Black Mercy was a lot of fun.
Black Mercy was really great.
Yeah.
I have 3.
Oh,
Is that against the rules? Red Tornado.
yes.
For the girl who has everything, and Red Kryptonite. Falling.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Yes.
Hi, I'm Mallory. I'm from Joliet. And if you could choose, for all of you, if you could choose any superpower, what would it be?
Superpower. First of all, you make an awesome Professor Trelawney. You look great.
I think a lot of us agree on flying, because that would just be
Fly.
rad.
It'd be super fun.
Flying would be really cool. And maybe X-ray vision. That'd be kind of cool too.
Maybe time, the ability to time travel. You want to see some dinosaurs. That's like. I'm sorry.
What would your superpower be?
What would you do?
Invisible.
That's a
Invisible?
good idea. I think invisible's key. Good job. Great question.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Freya, and I'm from Chicago. My question was, do you think you're ever gonna team up against Superman?
Team up against Superman?
That'd be some pretty dire circumstances if we did. It'd have to be crazy.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Who knows? Pitch it? I don't know. We're on a pitching mode, so let's just, I don't know.
Put it out there into the universe.
Yeah.
Good question. Thank
I
you.
mean, everybody fights at family picnics, so, I mean, it could just be a day at the park.
Okay, we have Ray over here.
My name is Alex, and I'm from Chicago. And my question was, how long does it take to film a Supergirl episode?
Forever. Typical, like, hour-long shows are, what, 8 days? You know,
Yeah, we do, like-
we're doing, like, 11.
10 or 11 days.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of days, but they also have a lot of days in post-production, so for the visual effects and all that stuff, it kind of adds to like a 14-day episode kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. A lot of people work very hard on our show, and we're very grateful to them.
Thank you. Yes.
So I'm Lily from Highland Park, Chicago area. My question is, like, you see all these like sexualized female superheroes like on the surface of the internet, but you have to go really deep into the internet to find the like male sexualized superheroes. So like, what's your reaction to that? What do you think about it?
Wow,
that is so smart and observant.
that's an incredible question. How old are you? 12? 12 going on 20.
You want to come work for the show?
Yeah, do you want to come write for us? I think it's really unfair. I do.
Yeah. But dudes are always in tights. If that counts. I don't know. I mean, Superman wore his underwear on the outside of his clothes. That's a little much, if you ask me. Yeah, it's a good one. What a great question.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, my name's Alexis, and I'm from Orland Park, and my question is, how long is Supergirl gonna work at Catco?
Ellie, you're going to work there.
What's great about Catco is that she's kind of at the bottom of the rung right now. She's the bottom rung of the ladder. And I think that she can only work her way up from here. And her relationship with Kat is an incredible one. And I think they could really discover a lot of different things that Kara could do at Catco. I don't know if she'll be an assistant forever, but I don't think she's going to leave Catco. She loves it too much.
But like Melissa said too about the character, it's really great that that's her life. Like that gives her a sense of reality. So her going to work every day and working on something that she's really, finds important and working for Kat, I'm sure it's probably something that she would aim to do for quite a while.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we did it, guys.
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
And tomorrow, come down, say hi, cruise around Melissa Thank you so much, and thank you from everyone here at C2E2.